Hello guys, my name is Kaimana Kane, and today I'm going to be giving you a book review on who was Mother Teresa. So before I forget her name was, it's really hard to pronounce. Agnes Bojaxhiu, I think that's how you pronounce it. You can look it up online. I looked up a tutorial on how to pronounce her name because it's Agnes Bojaxhiu or something like that. It's just really hard to remember and pronounce. So, if you don't know who Mother Teresa is, well, Mother Teresa isn't her actual name. It's just the word, the name that I just pronounced 2 times for you. So, Mother Teresa was born on August 29th, 1910. And her family was really poor, and they had to sell like almost all their food, some of their clothes and some of their prized possessions that could have been like a necklace not even made out of a single gemstone, like some wood or sticks or something. And at that time, having just a little bit of money was a bunch of money at that time. So it was just a really hard time for Mother Teresa and her family, and probably a lot of other people that were on the streets. I mean, Mother Teresa and her family actually had a house, but some other people were just right along the streets, and that's what Mother Teresa really wanted to help with. So her religion was Roman Catholic, and that'll be pretty important in the end of the book review, but not that important. It's just something that Mother Teresa has to do with religion. So there wasn't a lot of things to explain in the actual introduction of her life. 1 through 18, there wasn't a lot except for her family was born. Her family was poor. August 29th, 1910 was when she was born. And so when she was 18, she went to India and went to the Loreto convent to study and teach. She taught little kids more young than her, not even fully grown adults yet, but she also studied about the Hindu religion and some other languages. And actually, if you don't know what a missionary is, well, Mother Teresa was actually a missionary. And well, you might be wondering, what's a missionary? Well, first you got to learn what a mission is. So a mission is basically like kind of mission to teach people about your religion. It could be from like not California religion, but like it could be from Spanish religion or Hindu religion, which is what they're doing right now. So Mother Teresa studied about a lot of things about Hindu, some history about it, some just regular grammar, how to write sentences. Well, not really how to write sentences, but just how to write vows of stuff, or promising you're never going to do this on a piece of paper. So like it's actual proof, like a single document or something, or a contract or something. So that's basically what Mother Teresa did. So when she was studying for her tests and stuff like that, or just writing on a piece of paper in the language Hindu, she looked outside and saw just about how many poor kids on the very verge of death, how many people aside on the road getting passed by passers. And well, Mother Teresa just hated to see that, because all she wanted to do was help people, but she couldn't do that by staying at the Loreto convent to teach and study. So soon, when she was 18, she became a nun. And when you're a nun, you can now be called a sister. So Mother Teresa was Sister Teresa at that time, and most people respected her. Although she wasn't that popular, she was about to be. So she confronted her priest, other sisters, and even mothers, which mothers is like another level higher than sisters, or what Sister Teresa was at that time. But Mother Teresa, she was about to get praised by a lot of people in just a matter of years. So Mother Teresa, well, she confronted the priest, all the nuns and sisters and mothers, and she said she's going to go out and teach the kids. She's going to go out, help the homeless, help the poor, and she asked them if they hope they understand Mother Teresa, and of course they did. Everyone wanted to help the homeless, who like almost everyone at the Loreto convent wanted to help the homeless, the dying, and the sick people. So, but the hospital didn't. So later in the book, Mother Teresa wanted to. She was basically helping sick people. So there was this 12-year-old, I believe. She brought Mother Teresa, carried her by the legs and arms, not like this, but like kind of you're laying down like that in Mother Teresa's arms, and basically Mother Teresa, or Agnes you could call, brought the 12-year-old to the hospital, and the hospital said no, surprisingly, just because she was sick. And they didn't want the doctors to get sick because they also had important jobs too. And it was just crazy about, because it's like crazy. Your job to be like a nurse, a doctor or something is to help the sick, not be afraid of becoming sick. I mean, maybe some people are afraid from being sick, but some people, they just want to help people who are sick. And even it said in the like rules of the hospital, they couldn't help sick people, which was crazy. But it's kind of understandable, but not really. Like, it's 25% understandable, because I mean, they were diagnosed with a really bad sickness that could possibly kill her, and even if the doctors caught it. But again, your job as a doctor is to cure people, like with either broken bones or sprained ligaments, or even sickness like that. So it was just pretty surprising to me. So Mother Teresa, well, she saw a group of kids sitting under a tree, and she decided that that would be her like outdoor classroom. So she asked the kids if she wanted to teach her in Hindu religion, which was actually pretty helpful, learning at the Loreto convent on how to become learning how to speak Hindu, because those kids only spoke Hindu. And again, they're in I was about to say Africa. They're in India at the same time. So Hindu is basically like their only religion. So not only, but their main religion. Well, maybe not main for some of you guys, but they practically called it main in this book. So some of you might agree, some of you won't, but it's okay. Let's just forget about it. So she taught the kids for like about 2 hours, which is pretty long for like just teaching kids about a few words in Hindu, which they might have already known. But Mother Teresa, well, she studied like kind of higher level adult Hindu like characters, sentences, even paragraphs, and also vows and contracts and documents and stuff like that. So Mother Teresa was kind of ahead from those kids, even though she's been in India for 1 year. So a bunch of kids, like one by one, and at the end of the month, a whopping 42 kids were being taught by Mother Teresa at a specific time. Even though she didn't declare it, the kids just knew what time to come and stuff like that. So then she rents 2 rooms, one for her to sleep, basically kind of her living room, because it only had a bed, a like kind of small nightstand with a lamp, and just a small table, which was like enough for Mother Teresa to live on, like without the water and food. But she'll get that, and she'll buy it and from some people, because some other people just gave her money because, well, she made money by doing her job. And some people just were like, some people were flexing, and some people were just being pretty nice by giving Mother Teresa some money, some other poor people some money, because like money is very popular. Well, not popular, very scarce in that country. So it was hard to get money. And I think those rich people, well, like rich people did a good job by giving them some money. Not a good job, like respectful and generous and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So Mother Teresa, well, she rents the 2 rooms, and now she teaches under a roof, surrounded by 4 walls, a door, and a few windows. So Mother Teresa, well, she actually said her goodbyes to the children because, well, she wanted to help this she did want to help the poor, which were actually dying because, well, they didn't have enough money to buy food, and if you don't have food or water, you can't die. I mean, you can mostly survive without food, but if you don't have water, you can't survive within more than a week because water is really important for the human body. So Mother Teresa actually just wanted to help the people who were dying. So she went to she found this tower behind a temple, and it's called the Nirmal Hinde resting. It was a resting place that Mother Teresa, because it was abandoned, and she bought it for just a lot of money for Mother Teresa. But again, she really just wanted to help the people who were not dying of poorness, but they're dying because they were poor, or they didn't have any water, or they didn't have any food, or they're just one was chewed, some were being chewed by dogs, and they didn't even have enough energy to barely even fight back. So they were just getting bitten all day, scratched. They even had a lot of scars. So she thought this was the perfect thing to do. So she got the Nirmal Hinde, resting place. She bought it, and, well, she practically owned it. So she gathered in people, authorizing their authorization for Mother Teresa to carry them to the Nirmal Hinde resting place. So Mother Teresa, well, she gave them more food, water. They gave them a kind of comfortable bed, and they didn't even need a comfortable bed. Although this is comfortable, it was just basically like a steel base of a bed. This one has a wooden one, but with just a pretty thin mattress. But you can still feel the metal thing spiking up, and you can feel the kind of ridges. And it wasn't that comfortable, but it was enough for people to survive. Some people survived, and some sadly didn't, because it might have been a really bad sickness. But just laying down in bed, drinking food and water, having a lot of, not that much energy, but gaining energy from resting, it wasn't enough to cure the sicknesses. You needed actual, well, not vaccines, cures to fix the sickness, like malaria virus. There's a certain type of cure, but Mother Teresa didn't have the money to buy it at that time, so sadly she couldn't cure anybody with malaria. But some people might have been cured just by resting. So I mean, it's crazy how the human body works, because some sicknesses just go away, some stay with you till the end of your life, some just kill you almost right away. I mean, it was just crazy. But in India, it gets a lot worse, because you're just out on the roads with the blazing sun. In India, it's really hot, and you have to wear coats like these, very vibrant colors, very heavy fabric. So I mean, it's just a really hard time. But Mother Teresa, well, she really just helped anyone in sight she could, although even if it meant giving them money, because that wasn't what Mother Teresa was famous for. What Mother Teresa was famous for was for helping the sick, helping the poor, helping the uneducated children, and even adults were attending her classes. I mean, she was just a really good person, and that's why this book review is going to be a little longer than all the other ones, because there's a lot to include about Mother Teresa. And this is the actual book that had more information than usually others. 1 in 10 of these books, they're going to be really long. So get your popcorn, get your drinks ready, and maybe look at another one of these long book reviews. So I'm not done yet. just you wait. Mother Teresa, well, she got the Nobel Peace Prize award, and well, I believe it was a pope. Wait, first, some other nuns and sisters, she asked the people from the Loreto convent to join her, like, adventure and stuff like that for helping the sick, because Mother Teresa couldn't, like, help 20 people at the same time. She needed, like, around 10 more other people to actually keep people healthy and, like, on their getting back on track onto living, like, without very rare sicknesses, maybe very like a very low chance of dying sicknesses. I mean, it's just she needed some help. So some nuns, some sisters, some mothers, and that's when Mother Teresa became, or Sister Teresa became Mother Teresa, or Agnes I forgot how to pronounce it. I'll just call her Agnes Bojaxhiu. I think that's how you pronounce it. I just forgot her middle name. So she asked, I believe some name, the Pope for, and then some other popular name, but just said it one time, so I can't remember it. Sorry, but you can if you read this book, and I did, but I just can't remember it. I bet if you give me like 5 minutes, I could find it, but I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting. I'm gonna fill you up with information about who was Mother Teresa and what this book informed me about. Maybe there's some different things, maybe there's some opposite things, maybe you can compare and contrast some other things that were in this book. But she asked Pope the Four something, I forget, and she asked him if she could become global, because she was only in India at that time, and almost everyone from India knew her because she was oh so popular. And I don't believe remember at the beginning of the book review I said she was Roman Catholic and the religion was kind of important in this book review. So people actually thought Mother Teresa were bribing people to be her religion, Roman Catholic in India, but no. She actually didn't bribe the sick religion. She actually didn't even bribe anyone at all. She just, like, if they're Christian, they dip in with holy water. Not really dip, but do what Christian faith people would do at that time. Maybe Hindu faith would do at that time. I mean, just any faith would do at that time. And well, that's another thing I really like about Mother Teresa. She didn't bribe people for her doings of good, for people to give her them becoming their religion, which is Roman Catholic. So Mother Teresa is now global, but sadly in September 5th, 1997, the whole journey was over for Mother Teresa. She was a blessed missionary beloved by millions, and that was the sad yet really happy, really encouraging, really inspiring story about who was Mother Teresa. So I hope you like my book review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and Shaka out of here.